Every single morning now when I wake up, I get a text message that looks something along the lines of this, with a breakdown on how my day is going to look like, with events that are plotted inside of my calendar, with a breakdown of how tomorrow is and the top priorities that I need to be keeping in mind when tackling my day. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been hearing about the whole OpenClaw craze and the whole AI automation with agent craze that has been going on. And there's a lot of overhype about it, but there's a lot of hype that is true about it that I want to share with you guys in terms of what I found to be working and how I've started to utilize literally an AI assistant in my day-to-day life to make me more productive, allow us to output more, allow us to distribute more, allow us to do research more efficiently, and ideally allow us to make more money. So what I did for you guys today here is I prepared a short little Notion doc that we're going to go through in terms of how I am currently using AI agents inside of my businesses, the core infrastructure, how I'm approaching it. What are the different things I'm doing with it to run my e-commerce brands and my SaaS companies? This is going to be a video breakdown on how I use it, not a technical video on the exact setup. You are going to need to go down those rabbit holes more on your own, and I will be hosting a completely free class on the technical side of this setup sometimes this month. If you are interested in that, just send me a DM on Instagram and I can get you added to that meet. Cool. So let's start going through on how this is running and how it's set up. So OpenClaw is what we're using for the agent, and that is installed on a virtual private server, literally on a DigitalOcean droplet. Now, what makes this really nice for everybody is that DigitalOcean, if you were to open a DigitalOcean account and you open a new droplet, there's inside of the marketplace already an OpenClaw instance that you can just install and deploy, and it's super quick. Again, I'll let you go down that rabbit hole on your own, but that's what mine's running on. It's 24 bucks a month. You don't need a separate Mac Mini to run it. It's the easiest route in my opinion. I have it primarily using Claude for the actual learning model logic and what's actually processing the context that's coming in and going out. I've been using Opus 4.6, and I have found that connecting your account that you're already paying for with the OAuth and not using the API is going to save you a bunch of money in tokens. I originally started with using the API and then figured out if I just connect it to the existing account that I have usage availability on, I don't have to pay a bunch of API credits. So that's the route that I took with it. Again, I'll go more in this in depth on a video where we break down more of the technicals. I'm mainly communicating with it on WhatsApp. So every single day I'm sending it voice memos, and those voice memos give it directions. And this is what's, in my opinion, the most powerful thing about this is I'm no longer manually adding shit inside of my calendar. I'm no longer manually adding shit inside of my to-do tasks here. All of that is being managed completely with Bob, which is the name of my OpenClaw agent. So I just send it voice messages and I tell it what to do, and I give it access to all of these different tools that it can then execute on. I've been also loving for any type of web automation and scraping, another rabbit hole that we'll dive into later, but I've been loving to create a virtual environment within my virtual private server that allows me to have literally a Chrome browser on it, right? And that way you can navigate to any URL, you can bypass all of the bot blocking features that websites are now putting up because agents are kind of taking over and sites don't like you to scrape shit off of them. But this is the approach I've been taking for all of my Twitter and Reddit scraping, which we'll get here in a few minutes. And it's been ridiculously powerful. So I'd recommend anybody who's like, how do I start scraping things? Look into Chrome automation on a virtual server and talk to your agent about it, and it's going to be able to help you problem solve to get it set up. So the different connected services that I have my Google Calendar and Google Tasks all synced up with the agent. I connected it. I believe it's also with the OAuth, where you authorize it on your Google side and then you paste the callback link into the agent and then it can have access to it. That's also a little bit of a rabbit hole that I'll break down more. Stripe, I use this for revenue monitoring and payment alerts. So I have it give me in the evenings daily breakdowns of revenue and payments that are coming in, so I don't have to manually check my Stripe. I have it connected to my Notion. So this entire sheet that we're going through right now, it created based off of me explaining what I want to be going through in today's video, which is pretty nuts. It formatted everything here. I no longer create anything on Notion. I literally just send voice memos to my agent who builds it out in Notion, who then can send it to my team members, SOPs, guidance on anything. Like it has the ability to directly create and then send that to anywhere it needs to go. Another massive part in this that we'll break down a little bit here today is the fact that I have this set up. So my main agent has sub agents underneath it. That would be the recommended setup that I would have everybody do. And then these sub agents are experts at specific things. So for example, I have a research agent that has the skills to be able to research on Reddit, research on Twitter, etc. Total cost for this right now is $45, $44 a month, maybe a little bit more with API credits, but literally replaces hours and hours of work per week that can save thousands of dollars a month. If I was paying a VA to do this, I was paying VAs in the past to do a lot of this stuff. So it's pretty crazy in the direction that all this tech is taking. We talked on the morning briefs a little bit. This is just a breakdown that explains on what it's doing. We already looked at the example. I had it print that out here as well so you can get an idea of how it's feeding it to me. Also, if you want, by the way, this exact Notion doc here, just again, send me a message on Instagram and I can send it to you. Evening recap goes through, says what we accomplished for that day. And then a big thing that I like to have mine do is I like to have it prompt me with questions about the next day's priorities. So I like to literally have it say, these are the things that are in the priority list, and then ask me questions about those so it can determine which of those should be prioritized in the next day. And the ones that are priority automatically get scheduled into my calendar. You see what I'm saying? So it can be extremely efficient. And I would say one of the biggest things I've found from using this agent so far has been making myself more productive and more efficient in all the work that I need to do. I also have reoccurring tasks for every day. So like spiritual time for me is really big. That's a reoccurring task, always in the mornings. I'm trying to have more time to just think, write, and share my thoughts. I'm trying to record a new piece of content a day. I have to reply to all outstanding messages each day. So those are things that reset every single day. Let's dive into the research agent a little bit more. So again, they run on sub-agents, and this can be used to conduct deep research on any topic, which is ridiculously cool. A few real examples I did. I was trying to find out what are questions e-commerce sellers are asking on Reddit a lot. I was able to scrape 473 pieces, and it pulled a bunch of interesting pain points where a lot of people are stuck on margin confusion, creative churn and attribution, 3PL cost inflation, getting locked, Shopify lock-in frustration, when to hire versus automate. So a lot of really interesting thoughts it pulled out. This is obviously an example in the ecom space. Another example that I wanted to showcase to you guys is what I started doing for our creative research for PupRing, which is my e-commerce brand. So this is a ridiculously powerful application where the agent is combining audience research as well as ad format research to generate specific creative briefs, which again, ridiculously powerful, even if it's just on an ideation perspective that then you can pass to your strategists, right? You can have it do this, come up with concepts that you want to have some more thought put on, and then literally forward it to your fucking Slack. And your creative strategist can then go and build on top of those, right? So what I had it, the kind of how this works and how I had mine set up is I had it launch two agents, one that was scraping Reddit for target demographic insights. So in my case, I sell jewelry to pet owners, right? My jewelry can be bought for a dog mom, and I'll just pull up the site here so you guys can get some even more context on all of this. But we sell jewelry that has pictures of the pet on it, right? So it can either be bought as a memorial gift for somebody who's lost their pet, or it can be bought as a gift for somebody who knows somebody who's lost a pet or knows somebody who would like this as a gift for a birthday, anniversary, whatever it may be. So there's multiple different demographics that we can be targeting, and I asked it to scrape on all of them. What are all the demographics that exist? What are all the data points we can collect? That's what Agent 1 was doing. Agent 2 then scraped Reddit for all the different creative ad formats. Now, I could feed this context in a lot of different ways. We have a bunch of resources internally on different ad formats, but for this example, I just wanted to showcase how you can have two agents scrape completely different things and then be able to combine them together to be able to create some high impact creative ideas. So again, real example here with PupRing, what it came up with it from key demographic insights, pet grief is as intense as losing a family member. Massive, right? Men are deeply underserved in pet memorial jewelry. So it turns out there's a lot of guys out there that are losing pets, but nobody's creating product for them. We certainly aren't creating and prioritizing men with our product. Maybe we should be, right? So that's interesting insight. Rings beat pendants because I would see a ring more often. Interesting. So it can pull all sorts of ridiculously useful information when doing any type of research, whether it's product research, if you're just starting a new project, whether it's demographic research, whether it's format research, a lot of really interesting stuff that can directly be scraped, that context retained, and then that context used to build with. Some generated brief ideas that it had. So it also pulled a bunch of just different formats. Street interviews, massive, right? Street interview times or multiplied by a male pet grief. That's a great idea. This is not X. Anti-Trinkets is saying on generic pet gifts, cheap necklaces, mass produced. This is not another pet trinket that ends up in the Goodwill pile. This is something you'll actually wear. And this is also interesting. People hate generic pet trinkets. That's another thing it pulled from Reddit. You see how it's using what it identified to create a piece of content that's speaking to potentially a lot of people that might have similar relatable feelings towards what they're buying. Moving forward, founder story, another massive one. So anyways, I'm going to just continue going through this as I don't want to make this video too long, but this is just an example of what you can do with this shit on autopilot pretty much. Calendar intelligence, we already touched on this, but directly writes into my calendar. I no longer do anything in my calendar. I'm having it create deep work blocks with bullet point game plans so I can easily go just again start the day, go into the block, see exactly what I need to do. I'm having it add buffers because I'm way too over optimistic as a person, so I want to give it some buffer room. And then in the evening, again, asking about the next day to plot the next day. Example plan day. Again, I had my calendar over here over on the side so you could see exactly how it plots it in. But pretty much full stack is OpenClaw. That is open source. That's running on an open DigitalOcean VPS. I'm using Claude primarily for my learning model, and I have it connected to my Google, my Stripe, my Notion, my WhatsApp, and also the internal Chrome browser, which I created for it. This is a few of the things. I didn't have it create a doc on everything I'm currently doing on it because there's a bunch of stuff I'm experimenting with, but this is the stuff I've cracked so far. And just with the stuff I've cracked so far, I can say it's fucking insane, at least in my opinion. So hopefully this kind of gives you guys an idea of what you can do with it. If you want to see full technical setup that I'll be doing here shortly, just again, send me a message on Instagram and I'll get you added to that Meets link.